Hi, choose Rano Crossing, and today we're doing another me tutorial, but this time I'm going to show you how to create apples. So what we're going to do is select the menu option and then go on create on scratch. If you have Miitopia, this will be quite easy for you because it'll save you a lot of time, and of course Apple is a female. So when it comes to looking at her face, I think it's kind of, no, I kind of think it's more, yeah, like that. And what about cheeks? Well, I'm going to probably add some cheeks, but I might just put these ones in just for show. And I'm going to go with pink for now. Well, Apple doesn't have any hair, so I'm going to just get rid of the hair. So like so, she hasn't got any hair. So if you're doing this as well, if you're going to try and create her, make sure she hasn't got any hair because Apple does not have any hair. So what I'll probably do is I'll add a few other stuff to her later on as we go along. And for eyebrows, I don't think she's got any eyebrows accordingly, so I just might have to get rid of the eyebrows. So for the eyes, this is going to be probably the trickiest part because I would probably have to go for some, I might have to use the circle eyes for now, but what I might have to do is I might have to space them out a bit, as you can tell. So I'm going to space them out, yeah, a bit like that, and then make them a little bit bigger, but make them like that. That's what her eyes actually look like. They kind of look a bit like that. And when it comes to the nose, it's definitely, for sure, it's got to be the little tiny one. So I'm going to make this tiny. So I'm just going to go on to the, that's a little bit too tiny. But when it comes to the, now I'm looking for the teeth. But we've got one that's got teeth. Well, there's a few that've got a few teeth. But that one looks a bit, that looks a bit creepy. I'm not going for that. I'm going to go for like that, like so, but, or, hang on, what about the smiley one? Yeah, because then I can add the actual tooth underneath. I like that, but that's quite, that's not really that big though, is it? It's a bit like, yeah, like that, like so, but I need to move that up a little bit accordingly. So let's move, no, well, I'll keep it like that for so. But I was thinking for the body weight, I think she'll be very tiny because she's a hamster. So I'll put about there, and then a bit like that. And then she would be, and her favourite colour would be red anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go type in her name, which is Apple. Okay, there you go. Now we've got the official me for Apple. So now what I've got to do, I've got to add some stuff to her now. So we'll just leave that like so. Now go on to here, go on to makeup. So for the eyes, I need to try and change them up a little bit. So what I'm saying, I need to use these, but what I need to do, I need to go on to and edit each side. So for the left side, I need to change the size. Yeah, just to be like that, but I want it to make it a little bit bigger so it looks just like so, because according to her eyes, it look like that. So what I'm going to do for the second, I'm going to do exactly the same thing so it comes out the same area, like so, there you go. So now it looks like Apple's now got some eyes, so it looks like it kind of turns out pretty well. So what I've got to try and do now is I've got to add like a sticker underneath just to make it look like she's got like some real eyes coming out, you know what I mean? So what I've got to do next is go and look for some stickers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go looking for a circle shape, which is this one here. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it so it goes underneath like so. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure it stretches just a tiny bit, but then make the sizing a little bit bigger, yeah, like so. And then what I've got to try and do is make it white so it fits in. There you go, that looks like Apple. Yeah, that looks like Apple. Okay, now I've got to try and find the same one again, because sometimes it doesn't allow you to, you know, copy it straight away. So what I'm going to do exactly the same thing, or I can just copy it and look, voila. Sometimes you can do that, you can actually decide for yourself, right, I can actually copy stuff, because in Miitopia you can actually copy the same sticker over again, so you can actually make it come out pretty perfect. That's what I've done so far, so it looks pretty good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the, you know, where's the delete, there it is, it's this one here. I can press A and it goes, and there you go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go on foundation, and now I've got to try and look for a kind of a reddish cool colour, but I think it might have to be a lighter one, because according to the actual picture, there's actually a lighter kind of, I think it's like a lighter red that I've got to use. That's what I've got so far, so that's why I've gone for this one, for example. But now for the nose, so the nose colour is going to probably be a bit like a brown colour, like a chocolatey colour. Yeah, that fits. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, I've got to also add, can I add like a tooth, because we need to get a tooth, don't we? So what I need to do is look for a square kind of shape, like so. And then I've got to try and do is move it down a little bit. But it doesn't have to be too big though, so I might have to make it a bit small. Yeah, that's kind of it, but I need to make it maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, that looks good so far. But that means I've got to change the colour of it to, yeah, like that. So we've got, now she's officially now got a tooth now. That worked, didn't it? So we'll just keep it like that. But I could also tell that she's actually got some eyelashes as well, so we might want to add some eyelashes. So if I go onto eyelashes, it'll come up. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go add makeup, go for the first ones, and if I go on edit, can I change the colour of them? Yes, I can. That means I can do it to a red colour, so it could be a lighter red. I think it's a darker red looking from this. Yeah, the darker red, or the, yeah, darker red, yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like apple, but I need to add maybe some cheeks to her next. So let's go and look for some cheeks. So that apparently we've got some cheeks here, but which ones would I like to use? Yeah, these ones definitely suit, because you can see them. They aren't really that round, but can I change that from making them look a bit more round? Yeah, I've managed to do it. Yay, we've got some ones that look very round. But what we need is kind of like a reddish colour again. So I'm kind of thinking a darker red, like this. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that was definitely coming together pretty well. I'm quite impressed. So what I'm going to do now, I've got to try and do the sticker iconic. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some even more stickers, so we can actually start to see what the actual outcome's going to be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now move this one downwards a bit, so it fits right here. And change the colour to a lighter grey, there you go. And copy it again. Now what I'm doing is I'm copying it a few times, like I'm duplicating it a few times, so it comes out pretty good. So you can still see the tooth coming out of it, so you know what you can actually still see it. So I've managed to make it look pretty good. So now we're going to make sure that the mouthpiece looks good. So what I'm going to do, I might have to adjust the size of them. Hang on, let me just adjust the size for it first, and then move it over a bit. Maybe a little bit more, I think. Yeah, like that. There you go, and then let's keep doing that. So what I've done is I've duplicated it a few times so you can see what it looks like. So it looks like Apple's definitely coming on pretty well, so I've managed to duplicate a few so I can make her mouthpiece look pretty good, because apparently she's got a bit of like different colour where the mouth is, so I've had to change it a little bit. So there you go. Yeah, that looks good. Right, let's move this over a bit. So what my next bit will be doing is I'm going to try and make the ears. The ears are quite easy to do because you just have to use like a little circle button to do it. So now we've completed the mouth, I'm now more focused on this. Now let's start doing the ears. So the ears, what I need to do is go on to add makeup again. But if you look for something that's circular, you could then easily transfer it into ears. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the circle and I'm going to move it upwards a bit. So it sticks in a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like that and then make it, yeah, a little bit like, yeah, there you go. I've just changed the actual size of it. So it's going to probably match the same colour as the actual body as well. So I'm going to make it just like so, or maybe a bit redder. Yeah, we'll go with that. And I'll do exactly the same thing on the other side. Or I could easily rotate it. I'm going to rotate. Yeah, just like that. And I should have done that on the other. Let's do it on the other side. There you go, we've got them rotated. That looks so good. Now I've got to do is do exactly the same process, but this time I've got to make sure it's a bit smaller, but it's got to be a dark green. So it be, no, I think it's like a darker green. Yeah, like that, there you go. And then put it inside the ear. Right, so for the other ear, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it again, but I'm going to make it a bit smaller. So I'm going to do it like that and then change the colour of it to what I thought was green. There you go. And then move it over a bit, and there you go. The ears are now officially complete. Now I've got to do is add the next part, which is not the cheeks, but I think it's kind of like a little bit of like hamster hair she actually has on the top of her forehead, which is kind of like a triangle sort of shape. So if I can find a triangle but it looks like that, that's it. Let's move it up a bit. But then what I've got to do is I've got to change the opposition of it, so otherwise I've got to turn it upside down and then make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that's good. And then what I'm going to do is make it a bit bigger. So go on to size, and then I go, yeah, and then what we do is go for either the medium, or no, I kind of like the darker red compared to the medium red, but look how she's turned out so well. I kind of liked how it turned out, to be honest. But I hope you guys kind of followed on from making her if you're trying to make her right now, you know what I mean? But at least you know how to make Apple this time. But it did take me a while to do, but at the same time it was quite fun to actually try and make Apple, you know, as a me character, in order to make it into a me tutorial for us today. Make sure you like on this video, and if you're new to my channel and want to see more of my content, please subscribe to a variety of content you might enjoy. Might involve Animal Crossing content, Miitopia content. So for next week, it's going to probably be me posting maybe like 2 Miitopia YouTube shorts, but it might be for different, like maybe NPCs or maybe some other Animal Crossing characters, for example. Only maybe for just Monday and Tuesday, but for the other week I might have, only for the other 3 days I might have a few other videos coming out around that sort of area, so who knows. And also turn notifications for other Animal Crossing and Miitopia content for me. So bye for Animal Crossing, I'll see you in the next one, so bye.